Okay, my friends, today I'm going to run a little check on my Scion IQ. Now I have two IQs. I have a 2014, which is this one here. It's got 76,874 miles. And it's running pretty decently. The engine's idling okay, and I'm not having any problems with this car. But I have a 2012, which I also will check with this vacuum gauge. I want to see what the difference is between the engines, because the other engine I'm having a major problem with. When I put it in gear, it's like it wants to stall and nobody can figure out what it is. So I'm going to shut the engine off. I'm going to hook up the vacuum gauge, and then we're going to check it, and then we're going to go inside and check the other one just to see what it's like. Okay, so I'm going to put this so I can see it up here. Because when I put the other car in gear, the 2012, it goes crazy. So let's checking the vacuum is one of the best ways to check your valves and your rings. Okay? All right, what do we got there? We're running in, it's in the green. That's normal. So now I'm put my foot on the brake. It went down a little bit because of the brake booster. Now I'm going to put it in gear. Goes down, comes back up, and it's still in the green. So it looks like it's drawing about 45 inches on the scale, on the outer scale. It starts at, I think it starts at 60. So it's in the green, that's normal. The engine's idling pretty normally. It's not bad. Okay, let's go check the other one. Okay, I'll put that like that so we can read the scale. Now this car has 145,455 miles. It's a 2012. Now you can see the vacuum gauge. It's idles up a little bit because the engine's been off. So we'll let that come down a little bit. It was down a little lower before. There it goes. The idle's starting to drop. So the vacuum is dropping. Now, according to that gauge, anything in the green scale is good. The valve's not fluctuating. It's steady. I put my foot on the brake. Went down a little bit. That's a good way to test your brake booster. And now I'm going to put it in gear. See that? It's just on the red line. Actually, it gets a lot worse than this. It's not, it still seems like it's got a miss, but it gets a lot worse than that. Might have something to do with maybe the temperature of the engine. Yeah, so this scale starts up here at 70. And this is normal motor. Anything in the red is can't see with my glasses here. Late ignition timing. That looks pretty good. Let's go put it in gear again. and watch the needle. Put my foot on the brake. Goes down. Still in the green. Put it in gear. Look at that. It almost wants to stall. And it comes back up and it's barely in the green. It's just a little bit into the red. So I don't think it's the ignition timing, but we're losing vacuum. So I can rule out the brake, the brakes, the diaphragm and the brake booster. If that was leaking, we'd have a pretty bad leak. Or if it was something in the evap system, the recirculation, it would be much worse than that. And it does get worse than what it is now. All right, so at least we got this on record. There's definitely something different with this car as opposed to the other car. So we definitely have, probably, if I had to guess, we need rings. We need rings because the engine's just not running right. And I'm just debating whether or not I want to change the engine, because I can get a new short block for $1,700, but it would be foolish to just change the short block without changing the head. So there are used engines out there for sale. I'm not crazy about that because you never know what you're buying, especially when you're buying from someplace out of state. Even though they say there's a warranty, it's always going to wind up costing you more. And if you can't hear the engine running, you're really taking a chance. So I noticed when I was checking up this vacuum gauge that the end of this rubber hose, you can see all these little cracks in it. So we're going to trim this a little bit, push this in. I mean, I would go get a new one, a new hose. But that's a little, that could be causing a leak. So for now, I'll put that back on there and I'll just trim that. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'll be back to you on the next move.